The United States Court has denied Tinubu's emergency appeal and has ordered Chicago University to produce relevant non-privileged academic reports for Atiku by noon today. We should recall that Tinubu had pleaded with Judge Nancy Maldonado to block all other details, especially the gender and admission records, among others, of the owner of the certificate. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has lost his emergency appeal to the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago to stop Chicago State University from releasing his academic records to Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate. In her ruling on Tinubu's emergency application in case number 23CV05099, Judge Nancy Maldonado overruled President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's objections to Magistrate Judge Gilbert's recommended ruling and therefore adopted the ruling in full. It was reported on September 23 that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appealed against the ruling of Judge Jeffrey Gilbert, sitting at the United States District Court of the Northern Illinois, which ordered the Chicago State University to release all relevant records pertaining to him to Nigeria's former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and also the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the just concluded presidential election. It was reported also how the federal court in Chicago, while ruling on the civil case filed by Atiku Abubakar, granted the applicant's request to the court, stating that the former vice president had been able to sufficiently satisfy the purpose for seeking the records. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu subsequently pleaded with Judge Nancy Maldonado to block all other details, especially the gender and admission records, among others, of the owner of the certificate. Abubakar brought the case before the court in an effort to establish that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not eligible to be the Nigerian president despite his election in February 2023, and that he tendered a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. We should recall that INEC had declared President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the election, saying that Atiku of the People's Democratic Party came second and Peter Obi of the Labour Party came third in the just concluded election. In the judgment obtained, it was reported on Sunday that Justice Maldonado ruled for the foregoing reasons. The court overrules President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's objection to Magistrate Judge Gilbert's recommended ruling and therefore adopts the ruling in full. Mr. Abubakar's application is therefore granted in light of the pending Supreme Court of Nigerian's deadline, represented to the court in October 5, 2023, and based on the CSU's representation that it is ready to comply with the discovery request and produce a witness. The court sets an expedited schedule for completion of the discovery. Justice Maldonado, therefore, directed the court sitting in the United States to produce all relevant and non-privileged documents in response to requests for production number 1 through 4 as narrowed by Judge Gilbert and adopted here. In Mr. Abubakar's subpoena by 12 p.m., the court, sitting on Monday, the October 2nd, 2023, ruled that following Rule 30 BC depositions of the court sitting United States corporate designee, it must be completed by 5 p.m. Given the October 5, 2023, filing deadline before the Supreme Court of Nigeria, the court will not extend or modify these deadlines, she added. The ruling, titled Memorandum Opinion and Order, also read, Atiku Abubakar initiated this action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1782, a federal statute that allows a federal district court to order a person or entity within the district to produce documents or testimony for use in a foreign legal proceeding. Mr. Abubakar is a former Vice President of Nigeria and was a candidate for president in Nigeria's February 23 presidential election. Mr. Abubakar seeks an order under 28 of the United States Court, Section 1782, directing Chicago State University, which is located in District, to produce certain documents and testimony related to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the declared winner of the February 23 Nigerian presidential election. Mr. Abubakar has challenged the validity of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's election in Nigerian's court on a number of grounds, including a claim that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted a forged diploma to the Nigerian Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), stating that he graduated from CSU. Mr. Abubakar contends the fraudulent submission would have disqualified President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from participating in the election, and he therefore seeks records and testimony from the United States court related to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's diploma and his graduation from CSU to support Mr. Abubakar's challenge to the election results. Following these inquiries, the United States court has denied President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's emergency appeals and has ordered the Chicago University to produce relevant and non-privileged academic records, rather, for Atiku by noon today to further support his inquiries.